Give Brian Robinson more carries. He looked phenomenal. He had that one drive, third quarter, the fourth quarter, they just let him play the entire drive, and he was driving through that Rams defense. He was driving through, and he scored a touchdown for the 49ers. McCaffrey against the Rams this past game, the past two games that against the Rams, honestly, he was only averaging 2.5 yards per carry. McCaffrey was not able to get going both times against the Rams. Only 30 yards rushing, 12 carries overall. Brian Robinson doubled that, 5.1 yards per carry for 41 yards in 8 carries. Clearly, Brian Robinson, the 49ers have barely used him this entire season. The past 3 games, they've actually been using him a little bit. He's slowly getting more carries each game. And for the 49ers, I really believe to be more successful on this offense, you got to give McCaffrey a little bit of rest, because the Niners traded for Brian Robinson, who was the running back 1 for the Commanders. And, going into the season, you're like, all right, the 49ers are probably, hopefully, most likely going to be splitting more of these carries with McCaffrey and Robinson, as now we have two starting running back, two starting caliber running backs on this team. And the 49ers, for whatever reason, Shanahan hasn't done it. But it's plain obvious. McCaffrey's been having a phenomenal season, right? But when he's not going to be able to get going a little bit, play Brian Robinson. I think he got most of his carries in the third quarter. The reason being, the Niners have had a tough time running the ball this entire season. They've had those outliers with the Falcons, weren't able to run it against the Texans and the Giants. So the Giants and the Falcons game have basically been the two best rushing attack games for the 49ers offensively. But then again, you ask, like, well, how come? What's the reason for that? The Falcons were ranked 16th NFL in run defense, and the Giants were ranked 32nd, I think, in the NFL in run defense. So, yeah, obviously the 49ers run game is going to look a lot better in that case. But when you're playing good teams like the Rams, good teams, the Cardinals have a pretty good defense. And teams like this, you got to be able to split some carries. McCaffrey, if he's not going to be able to get going, get Brian Robinson in there, but get him in there earlier. He's a bigger, more physical running back than Christian McCaffrey. And I was watching it in that third quarter of this game. A lot of those carries that Brian Robinson had, it was like in the middle of the line, and he was running over people. He's running over defenders because he's got that ability. He runs hard, and he knocks over these defenders, which is just McCaffrey's a great running back, like I said, but he's a different type of runner. He's more of that finesse runner. He'll shed a couple tackles, but at the same time, he's not going to be able to break through the line like Brian Robinson, who can literally just bulldoze through some of these guys like that. And I think that would elevate this 49ers run game so much if you use them throughout the span of the entire game, not just in increments of this game, where I don't even think Robinson had a carry until this third quarter, till the second half of this game, before it was almost too little too late. So get him involved early. That's really what I want to see. Get him consistent carries in this game against the Cardinals.